um, what I want to share now is, you know, when I have paint left over from my brush, and I don't really want to wipe it off, I might wipe it off the canvas, that's true, but, you know, if I have paint on my brush and I really don't want to waste it, I will use it in painting that I'm working on. So this is a blue couch. This is an example of the blue couch, and I use the purple paint to really bring out the couch shape and you know, the intensity of the couch. I really wanted to be more of a purplish blue, and so I used, you can see, I actually used the purple that was on my brush. And the other thing I did is I'm working on another nude of a woman, and the background was black, and so again I intensified the color by adding purple around the in the negative shape. I actually did the painting around the figure. And then the other thing I did was, again, I still had purple on my brush, and I have a portrait I'm working on, and it was done in very pastel colors to start with. Just as the first surface, I had the purple on my brush, and so I wet my brush and used the rest of my purple on my brush. And so that's an example of how I use the paint without wasting it. And then I also want to show you that this is, in a way, some of my inspiration behind the work I'm doing now is Henri Matisse. It's actually pronounced Henri Matisse because he was French, and you can look him up online. But specifically, I like the simplicity of his shapes in the women that he did, and also the colors that he used. And I'm going to be experimenting with some of his color schemes. I like his line drawings. Anyway, this is something that I really have been inspired by in my work, and will be sharing more of him and how I use it in my own art. Not to say I copy Matisse, but I do love his simplicity, his style, and his color scheme. So I do that a lot in my work because I think it's important to develop your own style, but you can also be greatly influenced by other people, other artists, other people in your life, and Matisse is one of mine. Okay, so I'm going to leave for now, and I will be back tomorrow, and I will show you how I am progressing in my painting a day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, well, I think that, you know, I'm in this new obsession here. I'm really having fun doing this figure and working on her, and I had some pink, so I thought what I would do is, you know, use the skin color and some pink and some lavender, and start bringing out the solidity of her figure. So you can see that she's starting to look more round and not so flat because of what I'm doing here. This is a technique where you work with the shape, like for instance the roundness of her hip. I actually accentuated that, with my brush stroke, and the roundness of her belly. I accentuated that with my brush stroke. Even the roundness of her her breasts, I accentuated that with my brush strokes. And as you can see, also I added the pink in the background to repeat the pink in her figure. And I used green on the base for the floor, at least to start with. I'm really not sure if I'm going to stay with the green, but I wanted to paint around the whole entire figure, and so I used green as the bottom part of the foreground, and the purple and the pink that's up here, I used that for the background. So she is ready to go to the next step, which is bringing out the figure, and I probably will bring her out just a little bit here. It seems like she's a little too thin here, so I'll probably bring her out a little bit further so that she's not quite so thin here. I like the voluptuous roundness of my lady's hips, because that's something I do a lot. I'm in a round stage, it looks like. But everything is a repeat of the roundness, so the repeat of the sphere. And the painting is going to take on a dimension once it's finished. But right now it's just real abstract, and I will come back and let you know or show you my progression. Okay, so talk to you soon. Bye bye. Okay, I wanted to share some of my sketches of my nudes and my portfolio that I actually have drawn. And you can see that some of them are just simple pencil drawings, and some of them are a little more realistic than others. But you can see that the particular style that I have in drawing my nudes kind of has stayed the same. Even some of the nudes that I did when I was doing decorative jugs. I was doing this as a collection at one point. And I experiment with different ways of doing my nudes when I do my drawings. I just really enjoy doing that. So this is an example, and of course you can see that any of these line drawings could be turned into paintings. And so when I do a painting of one of my nudes, I actually use them as subjects to do my paintings. You can see how the hips have been emphasized here as well. And now this is the painting of a goddess, a sleeping goddess. And the reason why she is so almost like we would consider her fat nowadays is because this was considered beauty during the times of this particular time of history, during the goddess time, because she was the mother, and so you can see that they were more certainly more voluptuous than we consider in our society as beauty. And so that's kind of what I've been bringing out in my work, is that idea that the body is beautiful. Now it's interesting because, you know, oh, here's the one I wanted to show you. This is one of the pieces I did called Ode to Matisse, and what it says, it's a fiber collage that I did as a tribute to Henri Matisse and his use of bright colors, patterns, and his obelisk in decorative figure on an ornamental background. I did the fabric figure first as a sketch. I was experimenting with making doll bodies at this time, so I stuffed the figure to give it dimension. I painted the background and used different patterns from fabric pieces to get the effect of ornamental pillows on a couch. I used gauzy material over the figure to give her the look of seduction. I used the black thread for long, sensuous hair. I used iridescent thread and fiber to look like the night outside of the window, and to give the place mystery. I had pieced and stitched the fabric and did decorative and motion embroidery, free motion embroidery in the background to give it texture. The obelisk represents the seductive, sensuous feminine, the goddess in all women. I love Matisse, and during the time I painted several obelisks in various media. This is the only one that I did in fibers. The others I did in pastel, oil, watercolor, and acrylics, as well as pencil, pen, and ink, some of which I will use. Now this is an example also of another one that I did. This is in the style of Gauguin, an artist that did many paintings of Tahitian women. And you can see that it has again a look of a seductress, and you know, she's beautiful and she's very voluptuous, and she's wearing a chain of gold around her neck. Okay, so that's an example of some of my work that I wanted to share with you. And where this painting is going, I'm not sure. It could be a kind of a resurgence of my doing nudes again. I'm not real sure of that. But anyway, I wanted to show you this, and if you want to try nudes just for fun, get a book on figure drawing and basic shape. I may be doing a class on figure drawing from basic shape in the future. So stay tuned. Thank you. Bye-bye.